Troopers. You couldn't find the stairs. Like, I would have gladly walked up the stairs, but yeah, I was like on floor 16 and I've been like going up and down. My Fitbit loves me. My clothes do not. But we didn't come here to talk about that.
No, I would like to talk about your musk for a panel. That's what we should do.
Someone did ask me yesterday in my Q&A what kind of brand of deodorant I used, and I had this moment of horror, like, did I actually deodorize this morning? I did.
Is that like when they're like, do you have a breath mint? And you're like, oh no. That smells like dad. I love it.
Coffee breath.
Yeah. Hi,
What
man.
shall I sign this for? And they pass out, and like, they really must love me. Oh, it's my breath. Oh.
Fainting happened. Oh. Stink lines. Hi, welcome to the Space Standing panel. It's a panel about space standing.
Space Daddy. What do you guys want to talk about? Bebop?
Bebop. Dragon Ball. Pin Pineapple Apple Pen.
No.
Have you seen all the cool Space Dandy? I think you've seen some. Have you seen the Space Dandy Cowboy Bebop crossover art in our town? There's some really cool stuff. There's one where Meow looks like he wants to fight the little corgi. It's really cool. Yeah.
I did a
Yeah,
con
that's
with
the one. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I did a con with Bill Billingsley and Jet, and I
Showed him pictures of Gel, and he was like, "Oh, y'all did, man. They pulled it off."
Right, yeah. Dr. Gel is such a hat tip to Jet.
Yeah.
Oh, Cowboy Bebop. Oh, that's my jam. I marathoned Cowboy Bebop because what was it, last year before? We had, Ian and I were on a panel with Steve Bloom, and it was Cowboy Bebop versus Space Dandy, and I have never seen Cowboy Bebop. I know, don't boo.
He has now.
But yeah, so I got the DVD and I crammed it that morning before the panel, and I watched, I think the last disc was scratched, so I didn't get to watch the last couple episodes, but then we come and we meet Steve, and we're talking to him and everything, and I was like, hey man, I really, really love Bebop, what do you think about Dandy? He was like, oh, I haven't seen it.
Oh, I haven't seen it. I'm really sorry.
Man, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I believe our response was, "Oh, that's cool. That just means we won't pitch those questions to you." He's like, "Thanks, man. He sounds cool."
So what are you doing Q&A?
Q&A is the easiest on a Sunday for us.
You want to do, we'll do the A's. They can do the Q's.
They can do the Q's.
Right. Who wants to Q?
Nobody wants to ask a question?
No. What's
Hey, what's up? Awesome. Yes. The whiskey? I drank that whiskey. It was delicious.
You got on the plane all right?
No, I checked all my, I had to check that because I was like, it's absolutely worth it. They were like, oh, they gave you something to check. I was like, do you have any idea how nice this whiskey is? Yes, I will check this back. And yeah, I drank the crap out of it. That was delicious. Thank you. That you helped me sleep for a few weeks. Insomnia's fun. Vegeta looks awesome, by the way. That's awesome. Do you like Vegeta? Vegeta's the Wolverine of Dragon Ball. Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. I told Seven that. Oh yeah. I'm like the bad boy.
There's another Q.
Yeah. Similarities between the Dandy crew and the Bebop crew. Rocket out in space.
Yeah.
Great spaceship.
Sure.
Pet mascot.
What do you... I am no pet. Not a cat! You got the devil may care, happy-go-lucky dude.
Yeah.
And then you gotta have one person on the crew that actually knows what's up.
Yeah.
And really kind of runs the show, so you're welcome.
I was like, cute CEO.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the way we like to talk about when we talk to people who've watched Bebop, that's a funky, that's a jazz space western.
Yeah.
Take that whole thing and make it a funky space comedy, and you got Dandy. Oolong.
After it was over, Micah Solasov that plays B, he bought me the Space Dandy soundtrack on vinyl. And I played it all the time. I don't know, I think I said this last time, but for those of you who weren't here last year, I actually played Viva Namida at my wedding.
You did.
Which was really funny. I almost convinced my wife to start. Okay, so we went back and forth on whether or not we should do a first dance when we got married or whatever, and I was like, I don't dance, and I definitely don't dance when people are like staring at me. I don't want to do that. But she was like, well, if we find a really good song, would you consider it? And I was like, yeah. But inside I'm thinking, no, it's not gonna happen. But then I was like, oh my god, wouldn't it be funny if we like totally get ready for the first dance and like get really close and everyone's watching us and the lights dim and then we start playing Ian's English dub version of It's a Lonely Night. and I want to tell the photographer to get a shot of his face.
That would have been great.
Yeah. Would have been really funny.
Because I did, when I heard it, I went, no.
I was getting appetized. Yeah.
It was the Boobies Wonderland?
Movies, yeah.
Yeah, Boobies Wonderland is great. That is a good album. If you want a good, like, soundtrack from an anime that you can, like, throw a party to, Boobies Wonderland.
More cues.
Ask us questions. No. Hi.
What was the casting like was it like ER choice or was it like open audition
We all auditioned for like 3 some odd characters each. They only brought in people that they had talked to and said, will you be immediately available at any time for the next, was it 12 weeks or something like that? And then we read for all of those. They sent them away for approval, and then they approved.
Yeah, Japan got final say on all the casting. They asked us, well, when Zach Bolton, who directed the other half of the series, we worked on it together, he was doing most of the casting, or at least the auditioning, and Japan was doing the casting. And he came to me and he was like, hey, here are the audition sides, pick out 3 characters, read for all 3, and then send it over to me and I'll send it to Japan. And I looked at all of them, and then I looked at all of them again. I was like, no, I just want to read for this guy. Like, and I just read for Meow, and he was like, no, you gotta read for Dandy and stuff as well. And I was like, no. Like, we all know who Dandy's gonna be. Steve Bloom. But yeah, Japan approved for the most part, and yeah, it was fun. I like people are always asking that, like, why did we, if people ask you, why did we vocode
QT, yeah.
But they totally did it in Japan.
Totally did it in
It's
Japan.
a little bit lighter, but it's totally there as well.
Yeah.
We always just do what they do, so yeah, it was good. You?
Yeah. Gel Meow Dandy.
Meow.
Gel Meow Dandy.
I auditioned for Dandy as well. It was Jill, Dandy, and the other big bad, Ken.
Oh, Admiral.
Akbar?
Harry.
Admiral Harry, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, everyone else looked at those audition sides and were like, there's a giant pimp gorilla.
Yeah.
I really loved it. I was like, I saw the character sides, and I loved the design. But when I stopped on Jill, and I'm like, can I read for him? She's like, yeah. I'm like, and B, oh my God, B, like that's. I'm convinced Micah flew out to Japan and recorded it under a pseudonym and then came back to the English because they sound so much alike. So when we got to that last episode, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, right.
It's a funny story, but I'll tell it if it comes up.
Sure. But yeah, that's who we auditioned for.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. Next question.
Yeah, right there in the middle.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I can barely talk right now. Like, this is the most I can do.
Yeah, that's when you get all low.
I guess I would have to go low. Alright, you go first and I'll see what I can do.
It would have to be somewhere.
I don't have a meow. Weirdly, okay, you gotta understand, meow to me, I've known Joel for like, what, 8, 9 years, something like that?
I've been at Funimation for 10, so like 12.
Oh my god! Hey! What's up with me? So, like, meow, like, it's weird. There comes a point when a voice exists outside of a voice actor that you know. Like, meow exists, and then there's Joel. There's certain parts where, and then with you and Sebastian, it's the same thing. Like, we go and Sebastian shows up, kind of thing. And meow for me is one of those weird disembodied like things, and so it's hard for me to process. I don't even can't think of what you're doing for it.
When I did it, I was kind of that, and I added some cat kind of sounds to it. I wasn't very good, that's why I didn't get it.
I was so convinced it was going to be you. I was like, I'm going to audition for Dandy. It's going to be Michael. I'm going to do what I can.
See, I think it was going to be you. I'm like, I just want the ape. I want the ape.
Oh, no. Because he reminded me in the pictures and everything, the little bit that they gave of Isaac. And so I was like, is that? And then they had me doing a Zap Brannigan kind of thing for the audition.
That was really funny. But I think we wound up doing our best impression of each other.
Yeah.
For Dandy.
Yeah.
And they went up yeah, just do you. And they're like, oh, Tatum, you just sound like an ape. Get in there. I was like, thank you. This is easier for me to do. Lower energy. Dies every episode. Man, when I first, because we didn't know. It's
No.
The Wire. We didn't know. And I saw really? I auditioned for this and he dies in the first episode? Really? And then he comes back. I'm like, oh, he's like Kenny from South Park.
Well, that was when we first saw the first episode, and at the end, everyone has exploded. And I really thought, because I had worked years ago on a show called Gare Zero, and Gare Zero in Japan, they before the show ever came out, they were pimping all these characters, the big tough guy, the sexy, seductress, whatever, and all these characters, they were selling trading cards, and everyone had their favorite before the first episode ever aired. And then the first episode comes out, and in episode 1, all those people were killed off. And I really thought that that's what Japan had done to us. Watanabe was just you know who I don't like? Ian, Joel, and Tatum. This is a very elaborate prank.
Yeah. The very last one? To figure out that we had continuity throughout the whole thing, it's just you sat back and you retraced everything and it was like, oh. And it's just one of the, with a lot of anime, sometimes when they're looking for other seasons and stuff like that, they don't stick the landing. And that was the thought. I remember just thinking, I was like, that's how you end a show. That is how you end a show. I am completely satisfied with that.
Unless there's a movie, and that'd be cool too.
That'd be awesome, right?
Right, Congressman.
So it wasn't the last, it was the second to last when you find out what you find out about B. I don't want to spoil anything, but if you've seen the show, you know what I'm talking about, where I love Micah. Micah is wonderful, and we had this great chemistry together, and Micah was just born to play B, and I loved it, right? And Zach was would call me up the week before. He's like, do you know how it ends? Yes, do you know what happens with B? And I'm like, no, do you want to know? No. Wait, do you want to know? I don't want to, and I guess they waited until, they recorded me in the scene first. So I got to see it first, and then they recorded Micah. And he was like, what you're about to see, do not tell Micah, because Micah, I don't want him to know, I want it to be a surprise. But I watched it, and I'm sitting there, when you see him pop the collar and that whole thing, I'm like, no! I got so mad. I looked down at Zach, who was directing that episode that morning, and he was like, man, we were gonna film Micah's reaction, but I kind of wish we'd filmed you, because I became very ape-like. I was like, no, that's I can't believe it! And then I came out, and I have to let curse words fly here for effect, but I came out, and Micah was just doing something else, and I'm he's like, hey, Tatum, what's up? I'm like, fuck you, Micah! He looks at me, and he's like, have a good session. I'm like, shit.
Micah's reaction video is hilarious because it's a minute and a half of him slowly his hand just keeps getting closer to his face.
Right, but the best part is a week later after he recorded it, I ran into him again up at the studio and he's like, I just watched the last episode. When he walks off and popped his head. No! Carried you through 2 seasons, you little bastard!
He was saying the other day, the thing he misses most about that show is that after the multiverse episode came out, every time he would come into the studio, everybody would greet him with that beep, 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 beep. The carrot head beep. He was like, what is that?
Yeah. Joe. Sunday. You get us at our best. Meow.
Yeah.
I remember you mentioning Twitter a while ago, but how did the whole process for getting the dub out essentially for in Japan? Like how did the whole process go?
The process for, well, okay, yeah, for those of you who don't know, ours actually aired before the Japanese, and the English dub did, by just a few hours, but still, first. Yeah, it was really, it was a crazy turnaround, and Space Dandy was kind of what led to what is now known as broadcast dub season. You're welcome. And we were experimenting to see if we were able to turn things around as quickly as we needed to, which was basically about an episode every week, as far as recording. So they would send us the animation first, which was sometimes complete, but sometimes not. And so sometimes we would get what are called animatics, which is a very sketch-like version. It's where there's very little color, if any, added. The forms are just like, they look like pencil sketches, and it'll be like a frame every like 4 or 5 seconds, like kind of showing like what a dance or a scene can be like. And so sometimes we were watching the episode, sometimes without the translation, and having no real animation to follow either. And I've been teaching myself Japanese for a little while, but I know just enough to be dangerous. And so like every once in a while I'd go, breakfast, refrigerator. Like I don't know what's happening. But so the writers had, I think, 3 days to get the translation and then adapt the script to the English. And then we start recording that day. As soon as they're done and it comes to us and we already had it cast and we start going to blend, we recorded every episode in roughly 5 business days. Then half day for review. And mixed review to make sure it was complete and like it would be on the DVD, and then it goes straight to Cartoon Network. And it was really, really crazy turnarounds, but we were all really proud of it. And honestly, considering how really tight it was and how kind of precision timing everything had to be, it's amazing because honestly, I've watched through the entire series more than once. There's nothing I would change. Like no weak elements. Like well, except Cliff Chapin was in like twice. So that was, But other than that, actually, no. The only thing that was something that we might have done differently, but I doubt it, is at the end, in the very last episode, the narrator reveals that he was the Chameleonian in episode 3 or 4 or something like that, and we didn't know that the narrator actually voiced the Chameleonian in the Japanese. But other than that, like we had Charlie Campbell play the Chameleonian, he was brilliant. It was really fun. But other than that, everything was just perfect. And like it's hard to find a show that you can say that about. So it worked out really well, and now we do broadcast dubs all the time, and we're all very sleepy. But they're good.
So that crazy turnaround that we had to do on that, now we have to do that for like 9 shows.
Yeah.
What is it, 18 shows at a time?
27 shows going on. Between 18 shows, yeah.
We're all going to go yell at work tomorrow.
What you got?
This is a question for all of you guys. I have a movie pick, but you have to fight over it.
It's neither a question nor very nice.
You keep your boobies pants.
No, you keep it.
Okay.
How about we each whisper something dirty to it, and then you can have it back. Feels greasy now, doesn't it?
It has such weight. Hello, sexy. I still breathe
Dirty, and I don't. I feel like
You have said like 4 dirty words on this panel so far. You get handed something to be told to say dirty, and you're like, I can't.
that was my favorite. Okay. That was my favorite ad-libbed, totally improvised line in the entire show. Is when there are multiple gels, and the line that was written was "Who the heck are you?" or something like that, and like Tatum just on the fly just goes, "Hello there, sexy."
And I love it because Joe will do that. I'm just like, oh, we got a time. We're ahead of schedule, so I'm just gonna drop a little bomb here and I'm like, hello there, sexy. And Joel's like, ha, we're keeping that.
That is still, and I did it even last night, how I greet Michael Tatum.
Yeah, I think I want that written on my tombstone.
Michael Tatum. Hello there, sexy.
Hello there, sexy.
Gives us joy. Harley.
Wait, what? Who? What?
Sebastian argued with Dandy.
Oh God, what would we argue? What are we arguing about? You have to give me more information. We're actors. We need direction.
Let's ditch this tea. I want to go to boobies.
You do what you want. You're not even my master.
No, come on, it's gonna be fun. You like boobies, right? Yeah, you like boobies. Let's go. This guy gets it.
I don't recall ever signing a contract with you.
Oh my gosh, you talk like that England talk.
We're losing control. We're losing control.
Hello there, sexy. It's a reset. Okay, I'm sexy. I'm back. Hand in the back.
How much fun did you have making that multiverse episode?
None.
You got to do a lot of fun ones.
I did. Nightmare Meow was my favorite, but Lady Meow sucked.
I love Lady Meow.
His voice doesn't do women well. Mine.
You do great work.
No, yeah. No, like, and that was the thing is that, like, that was one of the last ones that we did, and my voice was pretty effectively trashed at that point. Like, it sounded a little better than I do now, but not much. And then they're like, okay, be a believable female meow. And I'm like, it's already kind of up here. Like, where do you want it? And like, they only gave me one pass at it too. And I was like, I can do better. I can clean it out. I can smooth it out. And Zach was like, no, that was really funny.
It's good. It's that smoky sexy.
I saw a guy cosplaying as Lady Meow. I had so many conflicting emotions. It was really odd. I don't know how to feel.
I have one more question for Ian.
Yeah.
Once the season was over, they had made commercials for the release of it on DVD.
Yeah, live action.
How did you get involved with that?
They asked. It was like it's the only time I've heard of them doing that. Sorry about that. In my recent memory, they just called up and they said we want to do these weird live action ones and we're gonna make it really weird. And then I went out there and they were like, let's play, let's improvise and stuff like that. And so we did, and it was weird and fun. And they didn't let me keep the jacket, which made me feel sad. Well, there was Bondi's like the dandy jacket, but that one has been worn by Watanabe and Suave and all that, and now by me. Then, unbeknownst to me, we thought we were doing that for the DVDs. The Japanese go, that is hilarious. We love this. We're gonna use this to promote the DVD in Japan. So I got that Joey Tribbiani oh, that's a Friends reference. That's too old for y'all. Okay, yeah, the Joey Tribbiani selling lipstick in Japan thing. That's how I felt for a little bit. Yeah, yeah. I was like, okay. And I told my mom, and she's like, that's nice, honey. Come on.
When I found out that we were doing those, I went straight to Zach and everybody else. I was like, I want to be Meow. And they're like, well, we've got someone for Meow. I was like, I'll do it for free. I'm being Meow. I don't have to make any noise. I just want to be in the suit. And they're like, no, but you can see the suit. And then I got to go check out the suit, and I walked, and I offered the guy who made the suit from almost scratch. I was like, can I buy the head from you? I was like, I'll give you, name your price. I'll buy that head off you. And he goes, that's cool. I'm like, give it to me. So, yeah. Some tiny little girl in there, I guess. But
She's a tiny thing, and yeah, it barely fit on her. So.
I would have been brilliant.
You would have been bastard. First joke, Michael, you pick.
I should pick. Oh, I should pick. You.
What was the hardest line you guys had to record?
Hardest line we recorded.
I know. There was a scene where it's in season 1 where Meow is ejected from the Aloha Oi and ends up hanging on to like a window from the outside, and like that in itself, because like Dandy said something about do something while you're out there, and I just went, got it! But like, what was really hard was the 30 seconds leading up to that, with me getting sucked out the side. It was just a lot of screaming and continuous kind of stuff, and I'm trying to do it to picture. It's you're not matching flaps exactly, but you have to kind of do what the animation's doing, and so it's very, I don't know. But yeah, it took several tries, and by the end of it, I was just like, I
I should have gone to school.
This is horrible.
I could do carpentry. He can. This dude can build anything. He's woodworking, man's man.
That's true. Yes.
I'd say the random times they called me up and go, "Hey man, I hope you can sing." I know you're in Florida, but learn 2 songs in the next week and make it sound like you've sung it before.
They called you up for like, I think a one line in the next episode preview once, like the.
Oh yeah, when I was like vomiting.
Yeah, you were like the sickest I've ever seen you.
Yeah.
And like he comes into the studio, he's just like, and like he's congested and he's throwing up and it's all really bad. And like we're like, hey, but we have to get it done today. It's like it's airing like tomorrow night. We have to get it done and sent off. But I was like, okay, well, I'll see what I can do next time on
Space Dandy. Something, baby. Going home.
It's that performance adrenaline, man. You could be on your last.
You can do it for like that.
Beeps and you're like, yeah!
Well, see, with Colleen recorded her last cues as Scarlett the day before she went into labor with her son.
Oh my god.
And she came in she was like her doctor had put her on bed rest and everything. And she like her
water break on one take.
Yeah, she like waddled into the studio and like did her couple cues or whatever, and then went home. And it was like hours later. She was like, oh god. So yeah, that's how little Dandy was born.
Dandy Rhodes Klinkenbeard. They missed that
Jill
opportunity.
didn't have any like really particularly difficult lines. I remember I was really I enjoyed it so much that his last line, like just because it was the last thing I was going to say as Jill was like, but it wasn't like physically difficult. I got lucky, like all I had to do was just be like this guy, and like there was very little screaming or weird stuff or singing. I didn't have to sing, I didn't have to do anything. It was great. I got to be an ape, and it was easy.
Yeah, the email I got from Zach, that I think it was just 1 line long, and it just said, Japan would like to hear you sing. And I had to get in the booth and record a verse or 2 of some song, and then send it off to the Japanese production company, and they could approve whether or not I could do my own voice in the song. But yeah, I think I did Sweet Child of Mine as Meow, which you...
Do it!
It's...
Do it! Do it!
It's weird. No, I believe it.
Do it! Do it!
I would love to. But my favorite though, I sang that over and over for like the day leading up to when I had to record it, and I was on the way to the studio, and I'm rocking out in my car, and I'm just really high in Meow's voice, whatever, and I realized 2 things at the same time. I realized that the cars on either side of me at this stoplight are staring at me, and my windows are down. And so I just did what you just have to do, is just like never break stride and just nod. And then, it's good.
Yeah, okay, did they tell you when you were approved?
No.
Yeah, they did. No, they did the same thing to me. They were like, oh, we need to make sure, because, we have to get a stunt singer, and if they don't approve of it, they'll have to, just use the Japanese singing, and we just won't have English. And then they had me send it in, and then they just let me sit on it and be like, oh, we'll find out in a day or 2. And so every couple of days, I was like, did you? He's like, no. And then I found out a week later, he's like, oh, they just wanted to hear it. They're more than enough confident in you. Why did you let me do that for 2 weeks?
I told them that if they didn't like my singing voice, that I wanted to pick who did the voice matching for me, and I really wanted Ray Hurd. Ray Hurd plays Kizaru in One Piece and is a 6'6" black guy and has just the bassiest voice you've ever heard. And I really wanted Meow's singing voice.
The salmon flake is all.
But yeah, whatever. What else we got?
Mixed fish trump. Jowl, I want you to pick.
Right there in the middle.
In the middle.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the multiverse? I don't think the depressed.
I don't know if you could make the little QT really kind of driving that show.
I told you not to. I think it would have to be the trucker.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah,
Which is apparently that group was kind of their original idea for the series, that he was going to be a space trucker.
and that's why he's that. I feel like the first one would be a legitimate like sci-fi show and not like hilarity.
The Dragon Ball.
The Dragon Ball one, I'd say. Michael Jackson, Andy. What's another one? We had so many.
I would just watch like the 3-second clip of Carrot B and Joe.
Yeah.
Like I would just watch that as a series for 30 episodes. Like that would be amazing.
And they chase mascot Dandy. Oh, that's the show I want to watch. Burn.
I think I only had one line as one of the meows, but it was just like a quick shot of like it looked like he was wearing like a teddy bear outfit or something like that. It was just one little pop-up screen like doing it, and we'd already done all these other. We're Mr. Dandy. Yeah, we'd already done all these other meows, and Zach was like, okay, let's just do something completely different for this one. And he'd already started to like roll, so I was about to record, and I was like, stop, wait, what do you want? I've already done like everything. He was like, just something different, go. And like just started recording again, and so like I didn't even know what was gonna happen until it happened, and like as it was happening, I'm like, stop it. It's weird. It's like, I don't want to, Mr. Dandy.
If you pick me as your university's meow, I'll be the best meow ever.
Not happening, buddy.
Yeah, that was one of the greatest challenges of that show was that episode, and one of the greatest joys because you run out of things at some point. And it's like, oh no, you've got 3 more. And then you kind of look at Michael Jackson, and he like came out of like I just could not figure it out until I saw him go, oh, and I went, oh.
I will say, and that's my favorite QT as well as that. Damn it! Like the Alice. Oh my god. She's awesome.
Man, we've never had Allison on one of these videos.
No. But if I bet, if everybody sends an email to Yomicon and says, hey, wouldn't it be cool if you guys had the whole Space Dandy cast out all together for the first time in history? That would be pretty cool.
Amazing.
Yeah, because we did one once that was us 3 and Todd and Kyle Abear. And that was the biggest one we've had. We still haven't had Kyle,
Colleen, Alexis.
Colleen, Alexis, and Allison, and Micah. So something. Fingers crossed.
One day,
Now?
ask me a question with a how of what I do
At the
it.
very end there, the white shirt in the front row.
Yeah.
For each of you, what is your most memorable or favorite episode?
Most memorable or favorite?
The betrayal episode with the pop collar. That was nearly destroyed the booth. I was shaking. Like, calm down. You're scaring us right now.
As an actor in the multiverse, as emotionally, I would say the Daily one, and then like as an anime fan of like Pretty Pictures, the Death one. That was really good. I like that one.
My favorite episode is episode 10. I'll Never Remember You, Baby. That Meow's Home Planet.
Yeah, Meow's Home Planet. I thought that was 8. Was it 10?
No, it's episode 10. Yeah.
It should have been 8.